All right, everybody, on the count of three, we go cannonball. You ready? 1, 2, 3. You didn't actually think I was going in, right? It's the oldest trick in the book. We've got a lot of stuff to show you in the moments ahead as we introduce you to a very special place for die-hard golfers and families to spend quality time together. It's called Walnut Creek. That's the story we have for you today.
Welcome to Michigan Golf Live Television, shining the spotlight on the best places to play, stay, and celebrate the greatest game on earth. Stay connected to Michigan Golf Live 24/7 on Facebook, X, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. And subscribe for free to our weekly FORE Golfers Network podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are found.
Hello, friends. Bill Hobson here. Thank you for being part of the program today. We're glad to have you along as we tell a different kind of story than what we normally do. Most often on the program, we are visiting destinations where everybody can come and tee it up. But every once in a while, we find a place that's really, really special, where this collection of family and fun and fellowship and food and championship golf are all on one property in a private club setting, and that's the case today. We are in the Metro Detroit area near Novi to introduce to everybody the beautiful country club known as Walnut Creek. 27 holes of championship golf and a great experience for every member of the family. So with so much ground to cover in the moments ahead, let's not waste any more time and let's go right to the first of the nines and introduce you to Walnut Creek. The nine that has the membership the most excited and generates the most conversation is the newly renovated North 9. It's not every day my playing partner carries in his cart a package of drawings, but for Brian Huntley, golf course architect, this is your version of a full bag of clubs, right?
Exactly.
So the North 9, everybody's pumped about it. What has happened to this 9?
Well, mostly what we try to do is just incorporate all the really nice things that existed and just enhance them.
You make that sound easy. There's a lot of hard work involved in this, along with maintaining a really good playing challenge along the way. Take us a little bit through the holes that we will see today, starting on number 1, and from tee to green, how does that hole differ now than it did, let's say, 5 or 10 years ago?
Well, hole number 1, we added a couple different chipping areas, and I'm really big into the chipping areas. Bunkers these days just kind of tend to penalize the wrong golfer.
Amen, brother.
So what we're doing is protecting one side of the green more than usual, and then we open up the other side and give golfers a bailout, and then these fun, interesting chipping areas. And so we've incorporated them through all 3 nines, and we've done a lot on this north side. In fact, the green right behind me, we actually relocated this green so we could create a more interesting chipping area and short game area.
If you had to summarize how different the entire playing experience for the North 9 is now versus what it was, how do you sum all that up?
So really, the playing characteristics I think are more strategic and more playable for the average golfer, especially adjusting the tees and then really highlighting some of the greens. The greens actually had some interest. A few were a little severe and we softened those, but in general, what I think I'm most proud about is kept the integrity of Walnut Creek and actually just enhanced it and brought it more into the current.
One of the things I enjoy about the North and the other 9s that we'll see later in the program is that you don't have to be a really long hitter to find a challenge here. Precision is part of the game, and I know that you've rewarded that here on the North.
I mean, we've added tees forward and back, but I'm big for letting you hit a tee shot. I like for a golfer to really think about it as a chess match. Hit the ball in the right spot, hit the ball on the green, or if you're a little too aggressive, you're going to get penalized. If you want to play a little more conservative, you have that option. I do not like penal golf.
There are some very challenging green complexes on this North. How did you decide which ones to touch and which ones to not touch?
That was a tough problem, and it always is a problem as an architect because people fall in love with their greens. And usually the green they love the most is the most severe and has limited pin options. So really what I try to do is maintain some of those characteristics, but allow them to create some flatter areas and have additional pin options. And those are the holes that we kind of just tweaked a little bit.
There's a really cool family vibe here. There are golfers of all ages. A lot of them are walking, some of them are riding, some of them are just learning the game, and some have played it for decades. How challenging is it to design a course that suits all of those golfers?
Exactly, and I think that's what this club really offers. It's pretty easy as an architect or even a pro to toughen up a course and adjust pins. The key is to make it look hard, play easy, and as an architect, I'm trying to give them those options and create those bailout areas so not every shot is do or die.
We're going to allow the architect who has poured some blood, sweat, and tears into this renovation to name for us your 3 favorites on this north course. What holes are your favorites?
Well, I like options and I like aggressive play. So hole number 3, we readjusted the green location and added some more strategic bunkers and opened up the fairway. So it's one of my favorites. Hole number 6, where we're standing right now, we relocated the green and created a lot of bailout on the right side. But it's a very tough green, actually 2-tiered.
It's an interesting tee shot as well on 6. So precision followed by precision is what you have to have here.
It's not a long hole, but you got to hit it in the right spot. And then number 9 was a reachable par 5, and we kept it as a reachable par 5. And so we added 8 bunkers on there and really created some creative landing areas so golfers can play to the right or the left as they get up near the green.
Is that architectural terms for challenging, creative landing areas?
Yes, it is.
I like that. It's obvious why everybody's so excited about this north. You did a fantastic job. I would hope you can sit back and smile a little bit and say, I cannot wait to see how it matures over the years, because right now it's in its newest stages of renovation.
It's always exciting. I always tell members, when you buy a new car, it's the best it will ever be. When you renovate a golf course, it's the worst it will ever be, and it will only get better. So if you like it now, it's only going to get better and better over the next few years.
Okay, we've seen a little bit of the golf here at Walnut Creek, but we need you to bring us inside the experience of this being your home. What is the club all about?
You know, the club itself has been just fantastic, and it is a warm, welcoming, friendly environment. You know, it's one that blends into families and experiences beyond just the golf that you kind of already alluded to. We have a lot of fantastic amenities around the club with our pool, our tennis programs, and our golf programs that really lead into that family-friendly environment. The junior programs are very robust here. Our tennis program is second to none. The junior golf program has more juniors than we can count for, and a swim program that is growing significantly right now. The social environment here is one that we kind of lean our hat on a little bit, and one where we create some really unique events, and then we just try and take it to the next level with every experience that we can.
There was a time when country clubs were all about golf and mostly an older member base. Mm-hmm. It really has morphed over into more of a family quality time spent together location, and I know you see a lot of that here.
That is correct, and that's one thing that we really hang our hat on here is the fact that it's not just for the golf, though golf is a very robust part of what we do here. It's a very small component to what Walnut Creek can offer. When you come into the club, you're coming in as a family. You're coming in to bring everybody together. Though there might be a golf component for some and swim component for others, it's all a gathering component after the fact that's either in our pub, on our 10 South patio, something along those lines that really brings the family together at the end of the day.
So when you talk to your colleagues in the golf industry, what are you proudest of? What do you brag on about Walnut Creek?
We like to think outside the box a little bit here, try and create unique experiences that maybe aren't at your traditional clubs. One thing that we're very proud of is just this year we were the first private club to introduce a TrackMan range to our facility to enhance our private driving range experience and what that experience looks like. It's something that we continue to lean on from an innovation standpoint. We try to think outside the box as much as we can there. We're looking at future forward, and we're looking to create unique experiences and things that we're very proud of here at Walnut Creek.
Oh, we joined here for the fun and the friends, and we stay here for the fun and the friends. We joined Walnut Creek because we're not from the area, not from Michigan, and wanted to meet some new people and have a place that we call home. And Walnut did it. We came as guests a couple times, and when our daughter started being around 2, we were like, we really want to have a place that we can take her for fun and sports and activities and somewhere where she can be all summer, and we found Walnut. I joined here not knowing how to play golf and jumped right in. So You know, I like to tell the ladies, like, don't feel afraid not to be able to play golf here, because we have a fun atmosphere that will, if you want to stay having fun, great. If you want to get really advanced, we have that too. But really, it's anything that you want to do here, there's something for you. And, you know, even if you don't have kids, Walnut is great, because I actually call club season for me, it's September through December, because we have all the parties. The kids' parties, the adult parties, our holiday parties. You can just stay here you know, during the start of the winter and just have the best time. So it's a great place for everyone.
I tell you, when you watch these kids out by the pool, just having a blast and spending time together as a family, it's a reminder of how special the place like Walnut Creek really is. Now, I don't want to be the guy who brings his golf clubs to the pool side, but apparently I'm the guy who brings his golf clubs to the pool side, because we have more golf straight ahead as we continue our visit, our introduction for all of you to a special place called Walnut Creek. We're back with more after this. You think we can beat these guys?
I have no doubt we can beat these guys.
I love that confidence. Let's go.
Does this guy actually think he can beat us?
I think he does.
Welcome back into the show as we visit Walnut Creek Country Club in Metro Detroit, a wonderful place for golf and activities for the entire family. In the pool, on the tennis courts, in the restaurants. We're giving you a slice of life at this wonderful place. And we've got to take a moment to talk about the vibrant tennis program. For almost a quarter of a century, you've been teaching tennis at Walnut Creek.
Long time. It's been pretty awesome. So, you know, and like I said, I never thought I'd be doing this for a living, and ends up I'm here almost for a quarter of a century teaching tennis. It's been a riot. We have kids where tennis isn't their main sport. They could be dancers, gymnasts, baseball players. And I think one of the biggest, I pride myself in this program, is I got kids that will come just for the summer just to play with us. I had kids that played lacrosse for Ohio State. I had goalies for University of Michigan. And they'll come out and play, since they're little kids, they'll play tennis with us. Then we got some kids over here. We got a kid who's playing for Kalamazoo. We got a state champion over on this court. And these kids, you know, they grow up together. That's probably the coolest thing that's been here. And Walnut Creek was nice enough to let my daughter grow up here. She's now 20 and she's helping me teach. Tomorrow I got a lesson with one of the kids I used to teach. Now it's one of their kids. So now I'm in the second generation of kids teaching over here.
What is it about this game that captures the attention and the dedication of young people? Because they want to be good at this, they want to be proficient at this, and it's a tough sport.
I'm a big believer in multi-sports. And sometimes I think now in the generation, you'll see a lot of people are focusing so hard right off the bat. And I think with tennis, if you're super competitive, this is a great sport for you. But the other thing that's nice about it, it's one of the sports like that you keep playing for. It's the sport of a lifetime. As soon as they're done with high school, they're done. So nowadays, you know, now these kids that play, I know hopefully once they get through college or through life, they're still going to be playing tennis. And that's probably one of my ultimate goals, is just like kind of grow the sport of tennis. And our whole goal is make it fun. And if they learn a little bit and they get better, that's a bonus.
Now, I know what you're thinking after watching me in action on the tennis courts. Rarely has such a combination of grace and power been put into one person. You're thinking that, right? I didn't think so. But we did work up quite an appetite on the courts, and so we came inside to enjoy the Creek Pub. Let me take you on a little tour of our sampler platter here, starting with the crispy shrimp tacos. Look fantastic. The gigantic brassy burger, or quesadillas, and then what may be the largest club sandwich known to man. Now we're going to head back out to the golf course after I do a little sampling of this sampler platter. And by the way, I'm charging all this to the Underhills. As we head back out onto the golf course here at Walnut Creek, we're going to showcase the West 9. My playing partner is the head golf professional, Scott Brodeback. So I'm going to have you brag on the club in a few minutes. But First, let's talk about this 9. What's unique about the West?
So the West Golf Course, which has had some renovation done here over the last couple years, and it's just opened up a lot of different opportunities. A lot of different ability levels can play this 9. It goes from 3,500 yards all the way down to 2,300 yards, so everything in between. So when we have so many tee boxes out here, so every ability level has an opportunity to play this golf course, and it really makes it a fun, challenging 9 holes of golf.
One of the characteristics of this 9 that you're immediately introduced to is the importance of being able to kind of shape your shots, right? You've got some turn to the par fours that start us out.
Yeah, absolutely. So everything you see is really right in front of you. So if it's a left or right shot, it's a left or right hole. You can see it. There's nothing really tricky about the shots off the tee. When you get up near the greens, it's some of the contours there really challenge you. But if you get the golf ball on the right side of the green and in the pin high location, you're going to have an opportunity to make some putts. Scott Rettman, our head ground superintendent, does a fantastic job of getting this golf course prepared each and every day with 27 holes out here and the amount of rounds we do on a daily basis. The conditions of this golf course is, I'll put it up against anyone.
Well, as we've been playing together, you've put on quite a clinic for me. So let me have you walk us through some of the highlight holes and take us right to the first tee and how we start out the challenge on the west.
It's a challenge on the west on the first two holes. I mean, the first hole is a challenging dogleg left par 4 that you need to keep it in between the two bunkers. And on your second shot, you definitely want to stay below the hole. And on the second hole, it's a hard dogleg right. And when the wind is predominantly in your face, that hole gets longer and longer. And that second green is as challenging a green we have on this 9. You get a little bit of a breather here on the par 5 third hole. And then obviously the fourth hole is one of our signature holes here out on the west, is a really nice low par 3 over the water. And it's just a very demanding tee shot, but when you get up on the putting green, you still have to pay attention to where you're at. And you play 5 and 6, and they're all you want. I mean, 5 can play a drivable par 4, but then 6 coming back towards the other direction is another hole that plays with the wind, can really wreak havoc because of the water on the left-hand side, and you have to be able to place your golf ball. And then we get to 7, which is a really good par 4, 330 yards, not a long golf hole, but still a pinpoint drive off the tee to maneuver around the bunkering that we have surrounding the fairway and the green up near the 7th green. And then the 8th and 9th hole, number 8 is a great par 3. It's not very long, plays about 180 to 140, but the green is everything that makes that hole. There's 2 bunkers, one on the left and one on the right, and it's a very small target to land the golf ball. And then you finish the West 9 with a very demanding par 5 where tee shot is everything. If you can get the golf ball in the fairway on 9, it's a 3-shot hole. You can lay up, but there's a bunker that's about 60 yards short of the green where you've got to be able to place your second shot, your layup shot, to get to that third shot up to the par 5. So the tee shots on this 9 are everything, and maneuvering around the bunkering that Brian Huntley's put on into this West 9 is really a challenge for everyone.
What are you proudest of when you talk about Walnut Creek to those who work in other parts of the industry?
This is a family-oriented golf club, country club. We have all the amenities, but this golf course, this 27 holes facility, the property that we have here with our tennis, with our pool, with our golf course, our clubhouse, all amenities that we have invite families and young working families to come here and really enjoy the country club atmosphere.
The biggest thing that attracted me initially was the 27 holes and having that variety. And then as a young family at the time, having the access for the juniors to be able to play, walk and carry their bag 27 holes a day, and it's just in a very family-friendly environment. And then you add in the championship golf, and it's, all 3 nines have been recently redone. So we're really, I think, ready for the next decade.
Do you allow yourself to choose a favorite of the 9s?
Yeah, I've always loved the South as my favorite 9, probably because I score better there too. I think the new changes that we just made on the North has probably made it a lot of people's favorite, although it is definitely the hardest of the 9s.
Well, we are having a fantastic time so far as we explore Walnut Creek and introduce it to all of you. I thought I'd pick up a few souvenirs as we make our way into our final segment here. We've got 9 more holes straight ahead. If you could just please charge all of this to the Underhills, that would be fantastic. And when we come back, we're going to take you to a very special dining experience here called 10 South. My plan, to order a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich. Stick around. We're back with more from Walnut Creek after this. Welcome back into the show as we introduce you to Walnut Creek, a very special club near Novi, Michigan. Now, if you've watched this program for any length of time, you know that it's fairly common for me to be positioned at some point near really good food, including this completely edible dessert. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't been told that, but this looks amazing. We've got 9 holes of golf still ahead, but before we get back out to the course, let me introduce you to the special dining experience here at Walnut Creek called 10 South. How does 10 South make the Walnut Creek experience even more special?
Well, it's really fantastic dining experience, as you kind of already alluded to. We are fortunate that we have multiple dining facilities on site with our pub as well as our 10 South experience. Traditional clubs have this white tablecloth, steakhouse vibe. We really went a little bit more casual and reconcepted just this year dining experience here at 10 South. It's a very memorable, very approachable, and very celebratory space. So for any occasion, you can come in and enjoy.
You can get dressed up if you want to, but you don't have to.
That is correct. And one of the wonderful things about our club is we do allow jeans in this space. It's a little bit more casual from that standpoint. And it is one that is inviting for everybody to come in and enjoy.
Well, the food is fantastic. The vibe is really cool. You even play my kind of music in here. And it's a wonderful lead-in to our final 9 holes of golf as we round out our visit here at Walnut Creek and take you out to the South 9. The final 9 we'll showcase for you here at Walnut Creek is the South 9, and how fun to play it and talk about the entire property with the golf course superintendent, Scott Rettman, who knows every inch of this property better than anybody else. Let's talk about the South first. How do you describe this 9?
Deceptively challenging, honestly. You know, it's not a whole lot of topography change here on the South 9, but you can get yourself in trouble quick. Right? If you're not playing good shots, you're not placing your shots, it's a little dangerous.
We have a premium on accuracy off the tee, but there's room to hit it. But I think more than anything, it's what you do with that approach shot, because the greens can be, they can be quite a challenge.
Yeah, you know what, Walnut Creek, I think the greens themselves are hard to read. You may not look at it and think, oh, that's going to be a really tough putt. That's going to break more than you think.
Take us right to the first tee of the South 9 and give us a little strategy from tee to green.
You know what, I'm not a big hitter, Bill, right? So my strategy is try and not get in those bunkers. You got one on each side, both of them challenging. You're not going to get a great second shot going in the green. So either if you can hit over, get over the hill. If not, you want to be short of it. You don't like an uphill line that second shot, you're going to lay back a little bit.
Once we get up to the green, there's a little more challenge as well. If you've avoided those bunkers, you've still got to get things on the right plane for wherever that hole is located. And the greens are moving. You've got them moving.
Most of these greens, they'll go from back to front, right, with slope. If you're behind the pin, again, you're in a lot of trouble. You want to leave it shy of the pin most of the time here.
Okay, what is the super's advice for number 2?
Stay right of the bunker. You really don't want to be left. If you get just over, you're going to get a really nice kick. You're going to get an extra 30 yards off that drive.
I like extra 30 yards. That's always good. How about the approach?
We have a bunker short left about 30 yards. A little deceptive, right? You don't know what's behind it. You do have a lot of fairway there. So most of our members, they understand that. They'll take it right over and not really be scared. People first time playing here are going to leave it shorter to the right, not to play on the par 5. You want to go for it. Hole number 5, really a pretty hole, picturesque. You got a lake on the left. You know, the fairway kind of goes downhill a little bit and then back uphill on your second shot to the green. The bunkering is beautiful. On that hole, again, if you're a long hitter, you can take it on, go over the lake. Short hitter, you definitely want to play short or to the right.
Number 8 is a giant horseshoe with a lot of opportunity, but also a lot of danger if you get a little greedy. So what is the best strategy for 8?
So 8, people who really play it well will place it just left of that center bunker, Bill. And if it kicks off that ridge, you're only going to have about 200 yards into the green. For a long hole, playing over 600 yards from the tips, huge advantage there if you can place it left of the bunker. If you place it right, you're probably not going into. You're going to go down the fairway to the turn and take a shot in.
We have this beautiful setting for number 9. Often there will be people on the patio enjoying dinner or lunch and watching the action of this closing par 3.
I think if there's any hole to perform on, you want to perform there on 9. It's not an easy hole. It's picturesque, it's pretty. You don't want to go left. Left is dunzo. If you go right, not the worst thing in the world. You can chip on, but it's a long par 3. It's a hard finish.
So what do you hear back from members as they make their way around this place day after day after day?
With membership, we hear a lot of positive feedback. People that play a lot, enjoy the golf course, enjoy the conditioning, but it's true credit to them, right? If you get the resources to do your job well, you can perform and you can make that happen. Membership here is very, very supportive, so enjoy making the conditions we do for them day by day.
Before we leave Walnut Creek, I want to take just a moment to say thank you to the entire team here for allowing us the privilege of showcasing this awesome club to our audience. But I think the crowd is demanding a certain ending. I left them hanging back at the beginning of the show, so as we leave you, we do it in cannonball fashion. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ready? Go.